All right, David F says the Yankees and Seinfeld are forever associated with one another. What is your favorite Yankees Seinfeld moment? I will always treasure the opposite.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for two to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5-H-E-win.com for full rules and entry. No purchase is necessary. It excludes the Masters tournament, and it ends October 31st, 2025. With me, as usual, my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian, I say it every week. It's Friday. Can you believe it?
Yeah, thankfully, this after Wednesday's Yankee performance, I need a day off.
Yeah. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified whenever our videos go live. You can also join us on TikTok. Give us a follow over there at LockedOn_Yankees. Coming up on today's show, we preview the pitching matchups for the series that starts tonight in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Remember, they're behind, so it's an 8:15 start on Friday night. We'll tell you all about it. I also didn't realize it was a Fox game this weekend. Again, we'll complain more about that in segment 3. But first, it's Fan Mail Friday. If you're new to the show, we do Fan Mail Friday every week, even in the off season. We have our Locked On Yankees insiders go first, and every week we start with Betty. This is what Betty said. We noticed Goldschmidt's odd running the other night, so not surprised about his injury. Do you think it's a possibility to occasionally put Bellinger at first in order to keep Rice behind the plate more? Could also use Escara once in a while. Probably doesn't matter because Boone's idiotic bullpen decisions will make it all a moot point. Thank God football season is here.
Agreed. Ditto on that. I would say this, Betty. Is it a possibility? Yeah. I don't think they would do that just because I think Bellinger's more valuable in the outfield. Yeah. Like you can find a first baseman. I think Bellinger is a much more of an asset to them playing the outfield because he can play all 3 outfield positions than he would be at first base. So I think they'd rather piece it together the way they're doing it right now as opposed to the other way. But they are in a tough predicament here because we thought they were too full at catcher and they don't fully trust Escara because they sent him down mid-year. And they trust Rice clearly, but they don't really trust Wells with his bat. So they are in a weird predicament kind of with the catching position now, Stacey.
Well, I think they sent Escara down because they had traded for all those guys. They needed space in the roster. And then
everyone got hurt.
And then everyone got hurt. Wells isn't playing well. And that sounded funny. And they thought, okay, let's bring Escara back up. Betty, I also noticed Goldschmidt's odd running on Tuesday night. He was rounding the bases. I think he got a single, and then he went to third. And I saw him wince, and I saw as he was rounding the bases, something was up with his leg. And I thought, oh, well, that doesn't look good. And I forgot
do kind of feel
about
bad
it.
for him.
Yeah.
Because it's his return to St. Louis.
Yes.
And probably his last opportunity to play against them in St. Louis. That kind of does stink.
You know, I mean, the universe just doesn't have great timing in some respects, right? Like,
yeah.
That's a bummer for him.
Damn universe. All right, David F says, the Yankees and Seinfeld are forever associated with one another. What is your favorite Yankees Seinfeld moment? I will always treasure the opposite.
Okay, so the opposite is the episode where George gets the job with the Yankees. My favorite, I love when Kramer goes into the locker room and says to Paul O'Neill, you know, I promised a kid that you would hit 2 home runs for him. And O'Neill's like, 2 home runs? Like, what are you, crazy? And I think O'Neill did a really good acting job, by the way.
He still gets paid for that. He still gets residual checks. Yeah.
I know, and Seinfeld is never going off TV. So he's going to be paid until, you know, if he lives to be 95, he's still going to be getting residual checks from Seinfeld.
My favorite is when George teaches Posada and Jeter how to hit. and Jeter gives you the, we won the World Series last year. And he goes, yeah, in 5 games. So that's in 6 games. Yeah, that is one of the best Seinfeld moments ever.
I love Bernie Williams is like, are you the guy who put us in that Ramada in Milwaukee?
You want to learn how to hit, or you want?
Yeah, I love that. It's so great.
Oh, great.
Thank you for that question, David. Up next, Matt V. What is Ben Rice's role in 2026 and beyond? Does he keep playing as a first base / catcher / DH, or does he take one position? If catcher, does Wells become expendable?
Yes, Wells is expendable, 100%. I don't think Wells has cemented himself at all as a player that's not expendable. I think there's to be some value on Wells too, to be honest with you, on the open market. So that's an interesting point you made. I think they keep Rice a catcher. That's his natural position. That's his first position. That's the position that he's worked the hardest at. I think he's the natural first baseman for them. But it depends what the free agent, like that's a hard answer, because what if a catcher becomes available?
Right.
Or what if a first baseman becomes available? What if they want to go grab JT Realmuto, who's becoming a free agent soon? So like there's avenues, and Ben Rice having that flexibility, I think, is really valuable to them. Double parter here, Stacey. Two guys kind of asked the same question, so I'm going to read both of them back to back. I'll start with Eric S. He says, if Goldschmidt goes on the IL, would you bring up Spencer Jones? And then Ambitious Monk relayed that with Goldie seemingly going to the IL, Spencer Jones time, Belly can play first base, Trent to center field, and have Jones have a gander at left field for 2 weeks. Thoughts?
When I looked at the question, because Eric sent his on Thursday at 4:18, and Ambitious Monk also sent their question like right around the same time, like as if they were thinking the same exact thing and decided to send the question at the same time. So I thought that was really amusing, which is why we put them together. No.
You don't call up a guy to have a 2-week experiment.
Yeah, no.
Especially that guy.
Yeah, no, he's in double A. If he were in triple A, maybe, but no. No.
And Stacey, if you're going to call him up because of the play, you're calling him up to play. Like it's a Jason Dominguez type thing. Remember when they wouldn't call Dominguez up and everyone wanted him up? You don't call Dominguez up to be a spot player here and there. No. Dominguez gets called up to play every single day, and Jones is the exact same way. And Lombard will be the same way in a few years too. So there are certain players that have to come up and play every day. That's one of those guys.
Yeah, I think Goldschmidt goes on the IL. You'll see Rice more at first, but you may see Bellinger do
They'll
it.
piece it together.
They'll figure it out. They have enough guys. I think it actually works in their favor that they have guys who play multiple positions, and they're pretty good at the multiple positions that they play. So it's not that dire a situation to lose. It's not great to lose Goldschmidt, but it's not as dire as it would be to lose someone else.
Agreed. But you're not starting the clock early on Spencer Jones because Goldschmidt got hurt.
Right. No. And our final question from our insiders, from Malachi. I like how much you compliment Stanton because he is my favorite player. He is clutch. My dad's favorite clutch player was Posada when he was a kid. That makes me feel so old. Who is your all-time favorite clutch player? I mean, like a knife into my chest. Oh my God. Okay.
I felt that one for you. I felt it a little bit too. I watched Posada too. So, but I was also a youth, young. Posada was unbelievably clutch though. Gotta be honest with you, there haven't been a lot of unbelievably clutch Yankees in my lifetime watching. Like there hasn't been a lot of that. I'll give you one from my lifetime for sure. Masahiro Tanaka. Like that guy was a gamer. Masahiro Tanaka. Every big Masahiro Tanaka could pitch any game for me in a big spot. He was that good in big spots. So that's the one that comes to mind for me when I think of clutch Yankees in my lifetime.
Yeah. You know, I had cheater back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, that's the definition of the word.
That was the clutch guy. And you know, that was he was my dude for a while. And he was great. He was amazing. And he was good when he first came up. It's not easy to hit 314 in your rookie season. You know, I know he didn't crush a lot of home runs, but he was a consistent player that entire season and helped them win their first World Series since 1978. And from that moment on, I really don't know how he did that. Like, you have to be a special type of player to be Derek Jeter. Honestly, like you have to
one of the greatest of all time. Yeah.
Like you have to have a certain personality to be able to handle New York, especially at the age we were, because Derek Jeter and I are the same age. He just turned 51. I'm turning 51 in 2 weeks. He was 22 when that World Series happened. And it was like it was nothing. He was so cool, calm, and collected. And he was like that in his entire career. It's just amazing. I am so the opposite of Derek Jeter. I wake up with anxiety, and he was just like cool as a cucumber. And I just always watched him like, wow, I wish I could be like that just for a day.
What's more amazing is the fact that he was in New York City in the late 90s, winning championships, the shortstop for the New York Yankees, like the superstar of the most popular team in the world. And there was not a single scandal behind him.
No, like
the guy never got in trouble.
The biggest scandal was the gift basket rumor.
Yeah, but the scandal behind that is that he went home with attractive women. That was the scandal.
Malachi, cover your ears.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to know about that, Malachi. Not yet.
Not yet.
That's the scandal behind Derek Jeter, and he has said in the past, like, thank God cell phones didn't exist when he played.
So I say that all the time in college.
Yeah,
I say in my 20s and most of my 20s. I'm like, thank God. I was one of the only people I knew who had a camera phone, and it was like taking a picture underwater. I got that thing in 2003 when I was 28. So yeah, I missed that whole. Thank God. Yeah.
I don't know if you'll like this or not, but this is like a comparison of an all-time great athlete who just has avoided controversy and trouble. LeBron James. It's weird. The same kind of thing. Like, for all the attention around LeBron, and he grew up more in the cell phone era and played more to the cell phone era, there's not one scandal behind him.
And the fact that he started so young too. He was young.
It's that kind of thing with athletes is beyond impressive. How you could be in a major, like Derek Jeter's in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, and to not have a single bad word that come out about you, it's remarkable.
Yeah. Yeah. So Derek Jeter is my all-time favorite clutch player. Not a bad choice.
No.
I just don't like that we don't have many choices between, say, 2014 and 2025, other than Stanton, because he comes up big in the playoffs.
That's a big one. Yeah. That's actually, I didn't even think of that. And I guess because he hasn't won. Like, that's the problem with the Yankee franchises. It's hard to include a guy. Like, if he hasn't won a World Series, how clutch can you call him?
But
he is incredibly clutch. No, agreed. No, I don't want to get into that argument.
I said it the other day. It's not his fault. It's his team. His teammates let him down. He did everything he could to try and make that team win last year, and he just didn't get help from anyone else. So
1,000%. 1,000%.
All right. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. And if you would like to be part of next week's Fan Mail Friday, you can go to our YouTube channel's page, click on posts, and leave your question under the Fan Mail Friday post. Thank you to Craig, whose question we will be answering later, for reminding me to put up the post because I forgot to put it up late Sunday night into early Monday morning. So good looking out there. And you know what that means? People are looking forward to asking questions on Fan Mail Friday, and you guys can do the same. Or if you don't want to do it on YouTube, you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club, where you get top priority and your questions are answered first. We have the link in the description. It isn't only for Fan Mail Friday. You get text from us with everything from lineups to roster moves to trades, signings, and you can text us questions there as well. Just everyday questions if you want to. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up next, we have more Fan Mail Friday questions for you from our YouTube viewers.
Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off of it, you just need that little extra energy boost to stay sharp and energized. Golf is all about the good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the beverage cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. So, Stacey, as we trek along here with Fan Mail Friday, we get to our first question of YouTube. It is from Kyle Davern 9549. He says, earlier this week, I saw a video of Clint Frazier calling out the organization, and earlier this year, there was a report that Didi observed problems when rehabbing in the minors. With former players criticizing organizational flaws, do you believe there are more issues at the major league level or need a major overhaul in the minor league system? It seems like younger players progressing through the minors face more difficulties when they're called up than the veterans who join from outside organizations.
I don't know. I really don't know, because it didn't seem to me like the organization is that bad, like that the minor leagues are that bad. But if these guys are seeing things that we're not seeing, then maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. All former players pretty much give the Yankees credit as being one of like the most upfront stand-up organizations that exist in sports, with the way they treat their players and the access the players have to stuff. Clint Frazier has a reason to be salty on the Yankees. He has a reason to not, like, things didn't end well with, and he doesn't feel like he was treated appropriately when he was here. So he has a reason to be a little salty with how he was treated with the Yankees. So I kind of get him giving a negative opinion on it. The Didi Gregorius stuff, that was 10 years into his major league career when he had probably been very used to how things are handled at the major league level, and then they're handled differently in the minor league level.
Yeah. He's
not, I'm just saying. So when you're in the minor leagues, you're not staying at the Ritz-Carlton. You're staying at, a Holiday Inn.
Yes.
It's a little bit different of an expectation. Those are two guys that came out publicly and said stuff. Not tons. So
right.
I don't know how much credence I necessarily give it. Like we give the Yankees a hard time as much as possible on this show. We really do. But from all accounts, when it comes to within the organization, they treat their players, their staff, their media like unbelievable compared to any organization in sports. So I don't know how much credence I'd really give that stuff.
Right. Next question is from Kevin Sweeney. Is Austin Wells still hurt?
I have to believe no. They're playing him every day for the most part. I mean, they're sitting him now because he's not starting, but unless they tell me otherwise, I'm not going to believe that he's hurt. No.
Yeah, because it was a nerve issue. That's something that if that becomes something bad, he wouldn't be playing at all. Like,
no,
And
again, like, if they're going to tell me he's healthy, I'm going to believe that he's healthy.
Right.
Russ Davies 9686 says, is there any truth to the story that the Yankees as a team do not practice fundamentals such as base running or fielding? It might explain why they're so bad in those areas. Stacey, you take this one, please.
I mean, they do, but in spring training, like, you don't see
major leaguers don't do fielding drills.
Yeah, like the PFP.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Oh, I was thinking PRP. That's the injection, right? Okay. I was confused there for a second. I'm like, wait, that's all spring training stuff. So they practice that for the entire time, not the entire time, but for the first like couple weeks of spring training, you see them doing all those drills and everything. And it's their job to play like professional baseball players. Yeah. And if they can't, then
that's not what goes on anymore at this level. They're not practicing fielding drills and base running. I know it might seem like that it's not like Little League Baseball where they're practicing those kind of things. They just don't do it at this level.
Like you see the guys do the ball, like skipping the ball along, but they're like within how many feet of each other on the side of the field, like practicing stuff like that. But when it comes to like fundamental stuff, that's a spring training thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Casey Cotreau, 70-50. Is there a series you are looking forward to or a matchup you would like to see in that series?
The Red Sox series, Garrett Whitlock versus how Stanton's hitting lately. The power versus power there. Stanton hit a 500-foot home run off of him.
Please, whoever runs the universe, let's put that out there. Yeah, that would
manifest it.
I'm not really looking forward to a series necessarily. I would just like for them to win on my birthday on August 26th. I think they're playing the Nats, if I'm not mistaken. So if they don't win, I'm going to be very angry.
Got to root for something. Rob CC23 says, hey, Stacey and Brian. First, I have to say that Brian not knowing how to pronounce the name of Mike Paligarulo. I'm probably pronouncing it.
Paliarulo. You don't say the G. Yeah.
A couple mailbags back made me laugh out loud and also feel old. Stacey, you and I are close to the same age. It seems to me that the Yankees have used a lot of different lineup orders this year. A quick look showed 5 different guys hitting second the last 2 weeks alone. Seems a little more consistent lineup would help, or maybe another thing our manager doesn't understand. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we talk about that all the time.
Like you're showing your age, Rob.
Yeah. Didn't it feel like years ago? And when I say years ago, I'm talking 15, 16 years ago, like 2009, 2010. Like you basically knew where nearly everyone was going to bat. There wasn't really a surprise at all. It was so consistent.
It's not that anymore. That's not the sport anymore.
Yeah, like it's all about matchups. It's all about who's throwing, who's hitting,
lanes,
who has these numbers against this guy. And yeah, like it's a lot more like that. You had that back in the day, but it wasn't as pronounced. Like you see guys who should be starting every day sitting because they can't hit against certain guys, where, it was like they put Miguel Cairo in because he could hit. No, who was it that hit Pedro Martinez all the time? No, it was Enrique Wilson. Not much of a player, but because he had good numbers against Pedro Martinez, Joe Torre would put him in against Pedro Martinez. But now you're seeing guys who should be starting every day, sometimes sitting, sometimes DHing instead of playing the field, and doing all this different stuff because of, or being shuffled up and down the lineup because of.
It's completely different. Like I remember when I was a kid, sometimes you'd see like the 7 and the 8 hitter get flipped if there was a lefty on the mound or something like that. They would do something like that.
Yeah.
Now you'll see a guy leading off one day and then hitting 7th the next day. Like it's not remotely consistent. And they'll consider a guy's numbers bad against another pitcher if he went like 1 for 3 against him 2 years ago. Now, like that's considered bad against a guy. Or if he doesn't hit a curveball particularly well, and this guy has a good spin right on his curveball, they won't play him. It's one of my least favorite things about modern day baseball because I think you need to have guys play consistently, but that's an argument for another day. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a flaw in the game.
Our last YouTube question of this segment from Jay Zeus 55, or no, what is that? 556.
Jay Zeus.
Oh, Jay Zeus, like Jesus.
Yes,
probably.
Yeah, probably. I like it. Good work, Jay Zeus. You spell it creatively.
Thank you thank you for explaining that. It's too hot in here. My brain's not working. So Jesus says, hey guys, in case the Yankees miss the playoffs and fire Aaron Boone, we can establish that they would hire another Aaron Boone. However, would you rather they keep Boone or let him go and take a risk on a different Boone type manager? Because it's true.
You're right, but give me another guy. I don't even care. I just want it to be a different face. And you know what though? Like even if it's Aaron Boone who's going to make the same, like Aaron Boone's decisions haven't been like the bullpen's been horrible. He clearly can't manage that, but they still have they've made the playoffs every year other than 1 year. They're consistently in the ALCS. Like the method the Yankees go by does work. Their analytics do work. They do get far, right? But it's the decisions that are made. They were in the World Series last year and they very well could have won that series if Tim Hill does come in game 1. And if they field the ball in game 5, they very easily could have went back to LA up 3-2. So, but you know what though, Stacey? A different guy may have a short temper. He may follow every analytical decision Boone's made, but he might have a short temper and he might dig into the players a little more, and then it might inspire the players to play a little harder or stay a little more focused or a little more sharp. It could be a little bit of a different thing, just in a personality trait that'll make these guys play different. Also, sometimes a different voice is what you need.
Right.
It could be that simple.
Right. All right, coming up, we have more Fan Mail Friday questions from our YouTube viewers, and we will preview the series between the Yankees and the Cardinals that starts in St. Louis tonight next.
Do you ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning for a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over all of your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. And everything being in one app makes it so simple, right? You can track your subscriptions, anything you're possibly looking forward to or anything. It's all available in that one app, which is what makes it so perfect and so easy and everything. You can also track it with people too. So you can, if you're having a joint account, you're doing things together, you're saving up for a big moment, you guys can track that together with Monarch. So they make it so easy. It's so simple. It's so fast to work. You gotta invest in this and look forward to it. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. You can use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And guys, not only do we cover your team every day, but we are also giving you instant episodes after every single game. Check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman, and it appears right here on the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. It also streams on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel. Get a rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. Stacey, let's start it off with Morris83. He says, I'm a Yankees fan since the night Mr. October was immortalized. There is one thing that's bothered me about this team for years, but it's never discussed. The Bronx Bombers' nickname is Yankee lore. However, in the age of extended playoffs, playing outdoors at night in the Bronx late October is commonly very cold. The calendar of game has changed, plus every game is at night now. We chose not to build an indoor stadium. Crafting a team relying upon home runs seems like a huge disadvantage if you have to win the World Series games on chilly nights in the Bronx and other northern outdoor stadiums. There are advantages that can be gained by crafting a team that can grind out wins in cold weather. You have to value base runners and outs over long balls. It is time to leave the Bronx Bomber identity and its cherished past and build a new identity around baseball skills that can win more consistently in late October. Plus, I'm bored with this style of baseball. Do you want to watch this style of baseball the rest of your life?
This is interesting.
Yeah, I actually agree.
Yeah. But I would say in 5 or 10 years, we're not going to have to worry about chilly weather in late October or early November because it's going to start being really warm in those months. And I mean, the climate has already changed. We're living in a subtropical climate in New York. And within the next 10 to 15 years, we won't have to worry about cold weather anymore. It's going to be great. And it'll be like playing in the South.
There is something great about walking into the stadium in an October playoff game, and there's that crisp bite in the air. Mm-hmm. Like it something about walking in the South Bronx at that time of year and you feel that chill. It almost lets you know it's a big game.
Right.
That's like your way of knowing it's a big game. So I'm not, for rain purposes, I'm of the proponent of an indoor stadium, right. But I'm actually not for, like, if there was a way for an indoor stadium to be built,
or at least a retractable roof,
but they would leave it open during October. Yeah. I'd be for it, but they would never do that. They would close it in the cold months to leave it at 68 degrees inside. While I do agree with you, fundamental baseball works. Every team builds their team now to hit home runs. That's the analytical approach. So it's not a Yankee thing. It's an every team in baseball thing. They're all trying to do it. It's just some teams are better at doing it than others.
Right.
I mean, the Yankees designed their stadium to make it easier to hit home runs.
Yeah. And then they didn't sign the free agent who could have planted balls into the short porch nightly.
Don't remind me.
Our final question of Fan Mail Friday from Craig M7464. Again, Craig, thank you for reminding me that I did not put up the Fan Mail Friday post on YouTube. I will make sure on Sunday that I do schedule it. Hi, Stacey and Brian. All of the Seinfeld references when Jason Alexander pitched on Sunday had me thinking of the episode where Frank asks Steinbrenner why the hell he traded Jay Buhner, and Steinbrenner's response about Ken Phelps's bat made me think of the way Cashman responded to the Urshela Donaldson trade. My question is, what trade in recent memory do you think is comparable to the Ken Phelps Buhner trade? Remember, Urshela was no Josh Donaldson. Roll eyes emoji.
That's the obvious one, right? That's the one. It's that the hidden part of the Urshela Donaldson trade is that they ate the money on Donaldson's contract.
I still don't
understand. They took
on
trade. The $50 million 2 years on that deal. That's the craziest part.
It's 3 years later, and I still can't believe they did it. And
Urshela was a perfectly fine player. Yeah. There was nothing wrong with his game.
Let me tell you, Gio Urshela would not have been staring at so many balls down the middle in the 22
He was
playoffs.
Better than Donaldson.
Yeah. Was that not the most frustrating thing? Because we already weren't that jazzed about that trade. And then to see him perform the way he did in the playoffs, it was just like, what are you doing?
The attitude. He had such a cocky attitude to him.
Yeah.
He still thought he was 2015 MVP Donaldson.
That's exactly the problem. Yeah.
He never let that go.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty comparable to that trade in a sense. But the Ken Phelps Buhner trade was really like, Buhner was young. He had this future ahead of him, and he was highly touted. And Ken Phelps was just Ken Phelps. And it felt like such an odd trade at the time. And I mean, obviously, the Yankees went on to do great things after that trade happened. And Jay Buhner, he had a nice career with Seattle, but didn't win anything with Seattle, while the Yankees went on to win 4 out of 5 World Series. Not that was directly,
but you're right,
connected. But I'm trying to think if there is a situation where the Yankees traded someone away where they had a really bright future and they actually capitalized on it recently.
No, they haven't gotten killed on the. I mean, letting Garrett Whitlock walk was a bad one.
Yeah,
letting him just and not re-signing him like that was a bad one because the Red Sox got him. I mean, there's players that have gone and had nice careers. Rob Refschneider's one that I think of. Like he went away and he's been around the league, but he's had a nice career. There's a couple of guys around the league, but overall, they really haven't gotten screwed over on any of their moves.
By the way, I would like to mention that I'm liking the resurgence of Miguel Andujar.
Wow, that we haven't mentioned that a lot, but yeah,
he's having himself a nice time with the.
You know what I think it is? I think he's proving himself.
Yeah,
I think he's just proving that, hey, this is the player I've always been. You guys gave up on me.
Yeah,
and I've always been an account of the Yankees shouldn't have. He was clearly hurt that year. That's why he was hitting that poorly. He got hurt at the start of the year. Yeah, he got hurt at the start of the year. Came back. He was clearly still injured. The Yankees also touted him as being this awful fielder from day one, and he was never that bad at third base.
Right. Yeah,
but they just we do this all the time, Yankee fans. We develop a narrative on someone, whether it's true or not,
and
no matter what that guy does, we just stick with that narrative. It's because they did it with Andujar. He can't field. He can't field, and he wasn't a Gold Glover, but he was a fine fielder. And we just stuck with he can't field. You know what the one? I know that you know it, and you're probably going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's the one." What's the one this year? The narrative that won't go away, but it isn't true. Jason Dominguez can't field.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean he's been fine in the outfield. I don't think he's been a Gold Glover, but
but he's not a butcher out there.
No, and the ball and every time I see complaints about him, it's a ball that's hit like a missile right at him, and it's just over his head, and it's a play that no one would make, but Dominguez didn't make it, so he stinks in the outfield.
Yeah, and I don't like the implication that people are making. Like he's practicing all the time. They're doing drills all the time. Like he's the one guy who's practicing because he wants to learn and play left field right. I also think it's funny when people are comparing him to Melky Cabrera as if that's a bad thing. Melky Cabrera played for a long time. He's a World Series winner. Like he wasn't the best player ever, but he had a solid career.
Like, sorry, but not everyone is Brett Gardner in left field. Not everyone's Willie Mays. Like not everyone can be that with the glove. Some guys are just fine, and that's fine. That's it. Game 1 of the series in St. Louis, beautiful ballpark, but very warm in that city. Luis Gil, he's 0-1 with a 7.27. I wouldn't take that too much into account because, he's only made 2 starts this year so far. He will go up against Andre Palante in this spot, 6-9, nice, with a 4.95 ERA. The Cardinals have struggled all year and started the year off really hot too, by the way. So it is interesting to see how they've struggled throughout the year. This game will also be an 8:15 start, Stacey. So hopefully a little cooler for people that are watching. Now, you're not going to get that afternoon Saturday game because it's a Fox game on Saturday, 7:15 start, and this is a fun one. Max Fried, 12-5, 294. Not really on a 200 strikeout watch because he's going at 135. He'll go up against former Yankee great Sonny Gray, who 11-5 with a 4.06 ERA. Now, this is behind a couple of really bad starts really since the All-Star break. But Sonny Gray in the first half of the year was a trade deadline candidate. Like, he was really good through the first half, and then he just had a couple of really bad starts. It's ballooned the ERA. But 11-5 with a 4.06 ERA. Sonny Gray's going to stick it to the Yankees here, right?
Probably. It's a Fox game. They're going to embarrass themselves like they normally do on Fox games.
You'll get the earlier one on Sunday, 2:15. Will Warren will be out there. 7-5, 4.34, but he's been great lately. Really good. The strikeout numbers have dipped. Remember the start of the year, he had a ton of strikeouts?
Yeah.
Now only 140 and 122 innings. Still pretty good, but not what it was.
For a second-year player? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Just not the pace he was on. He's on pace now for like 170. He was originally on pace for like 220 or something.
Yeah.
He's going up against a guy that's super interesting. Miles Michaelis, 6-9, nice, with a 4.97 ERA.
Isn't that odd? Him and
Palante, yeah.
Yeah, 4.95, 4.97, both 6-9. That's
nice. Michaelis, he was their like top touted pitching prospect, like so much around this guy. Had a couple good years and then just can't keep it together out there.
Yeah.
This is so weird with this one that he's got an ERA in the 4s. He's
gonna be annoying too. All of these ERAs are like the Yankees' kryptonite, between 4 and 6 ERAs, and sometimes above 6 ERAs. Give Yankees fits for some reason. I don't know why.
Sonny Gray's gonna kill him. I know it. I know Sonny Gray's gonna go 7 1/3.
It's gonna be
of 1-run ball.
It's gonna be so annoying, And then Fried's gonna be fine for like 3 innings, and he's gonna have like a weird 4th inning, and then he's gonna give up 3 runs, and the Yankees are gonna lose 3-0 or 3-1, and we're all gonna be like, we're so positive. We're so positive. You know what it is though? The season is so long, and as I said. You recognize patterns, right, with certain things and the way they play games, and especially for the last 2 months and a half now almost that we're up to, because when this show goes up, it's August 15th. And since June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, August 15th, that's 2.5 months of this nonsense. And have they even won a Fox game at all this season yet? Because it feels like they lost to the Dodgers, they lost to the Red Sox, they lost to the Mets, right?
They don't have a good track record on the Fox games. They play better on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. Like last year, ESPN was their bugaboo, and this year it's Fox. Don't know why. They like embarrassing themselves on national TV. Like, they did it in the World Series, and now they're doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe they cursed themselves by doing so bad.
Maybe.
But that could be possible.
Cardinals 61-61 on the year too, so they're not having a great year. After that, they were off to a really good start too.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So thank you for all your Fan Mail Friday questions. You guys are great every single week. We love you guys, appreciate you guys. Malachi, if you're listening, go to bed. And thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. You get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.